Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Mythkeepers. We're your hosts. I am Scott, and joining me as always, he's been making some s'mores, singing Kumbaya, roasty toasting those marshmallows, having a nice campfire sing-along with our dude, Sir Stefan. It's Zachy Boy!
Dude, have I ever told you how much I love making s'mores?
Do you actually? Because I have
No.
a theory. I was going to say, my theory is that no one actually likes making s'mores.
We talked about this.
When we were camping and making
when we were
s'mores.
camping.
Yeah, I think we did have this conversation.
And we made s'mores.
And literally while we were making s'mores, we talked about what a pain in the ass it is to make s'mores. Yes. Especially when you're actually in the woods camping and you're like, you don't have easy access to like a table to set shit on, you know? And no, for sure.
Well, it's because a lot of people are going to push back, and it's because they do fake camping.
Yeah, true.
Where they've got like their entire house with them.
Yeah. I mean, we take a lot of shit too, to be fair.
Well, hey, shh, easy.
No, but the tailgate, that is the most table you're allowed to have.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
Although we did get mad at Jess for forgetting the
We definitely did. We got so mad at him for forgetting the table. Anyway, s'mores are overrated, but you know who's not? My boy, Sir Stefan. Pour one out for my guy. This is House of the Dragon, Hot D, Season 2, Episode Smix. I was already transitioning to Small Folk, and I said Smix. Season 2, Episode 6, Small Folk. We're here to talk about it. I hope you're all ready. I'm ready.
I hope you're ready to carry this conversation.
Oh, no. What? What? Are we about to reverse roles? Did you not like this episode?
No, I did.
Oh. Well, boring, lame.
I mean, I enjoyed it. I am so sorry for just getting ahead here. The whole Rhaenyra Mysaria thing.
Why don't we just
was so stupid,
Let's
dude.
just kill the elephant in the room right off the top.
Kill the
Zachary.
boy.
Just kill and eat this whole elephant. What are we doing? What? This is my dude, what's the Lord of the Rings guy? Theoden. This is Theoden all over again. How has it come to this? I'm just like, what are we doing?
Yeah, what are we doing? Actually, what are we doing?
No, wait, hold on. Last episode, you were Mysaria's biggest fan, so I'm confused.
No. I'm just saying that, like, if she, like, I don't like her accent, which we talk enough about, but I just haven't really been interested in anything she's brought to the show. However, last episode, I felt like she brought value to the conversation with Rhaenyra, and like she actually brought some substance to her like on-screen time. So I was like, look, despite me not liking the character, I will appreciate what it is because it was valuable. It was good stuff for us to see and good stuff for Rhaenyra to hear. This episode was mostly actually good stuff from Mysaria as well. Until the kiss scene, and I just didn't understand that.
It really came out of left field.
It took me out in an episode that I was enjoying quite a bit.
I was enjoying this episode quite a lot. Yeah, I refuse to let that ruin this episode for me because I did enjoy it quite a bit. But it truly was like just out of the frickin' blue from nowhere, and I don't love it. I've seen it done enough times where I feel like it's a trope, but I never really love it when people discussing like past trauma suddenly results in romance.
Yes, it's so uncomfortable.
It's just not great.
Yes.
It makes me
also,
uncomfortable,
like,
especially that specific kind of trauma.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's fucked.
Yeah.
Also, I personally, I don't know, maybe I just haven't been looking for it, but I haven't felt any of this type of like
chemistry,
attraction or tension or chemistry at all.
Right.
I could be, hey, I'm just the guy. I could be wrong. You know what I mean?
Just the guy, true.
I'm just the fucking guy.
Yeah.
And before people come at us and be like, oh, of course, two fucking dipshit men don't like women kissing. It's not about that.
No.
Okay?
No, it's not.
It's not about that. It genuinely seemed out of place. And it legitimately took me out of the experience of really enjoying this episode. Right. I was just shocked. But anyway, let's talk about
Elephant killed.
You enjoyed this episode.
I did. Very early on in the episode, I had the thought, I was like, okay, see, right off the bat, all these scenes just seem to have way more purpose. They have more character in them, more development. There is intent behind them. I did not feel I'm stalling. I'm spinning my wheels and I'm stalling that I felt a lot of in the last episode. So yeah.
Sure. My first note is Scott.
I enjoyed it.
My first note was Scott's gonna like this because we're starting off with the Lannisters and they have a fucking lion.
I actually forgot about that scene. Hell yeah. My dude, what is his name?
I get them confused. Tyland is the one that's in court. And
Jason. It's Jason Lannister. That's my dude, Jason. I'm pretty sure. Jason is just rolling around with a whole ass lion, and I fucking love it. It's so funny.
I thought it was Tylus or something. I thought it was Tyland and like Tylus.
No, I'm pretty sure it's not. That's why it's even funnier, is because it's Tyland and Jason.
Jason.
I could be way off, but it's probably like it's Kevin with an A. It's probably like Jason with two
with
E's
an E
or something like
Jason.
Jason. My dude is seen. He's at the Golden Tooth and is just inviting himself in for supper, and the Lord is like, "Bro,
no, you're right. It's Jason.
What the hell, bro? Is it Jason with an E?
No, it's
damn.
Just Jason.
Just normal ass Jason.
Yeah.
Right.
Dude, remember Jason from War?
Oh, I thought you were just saying that as like a bit, like in Game of Thrones world, people would be like, yo, remember Jason?
Remember Jason from work?
Yes, I do remember Jason from work. Holy shit.
In Game of Thrones, they say remember Jason from work.
Yeah. I have... Wait, hold on. Where is it? I can't find the one I need. This is the problem with my soundboard.
All right, it's gone on way too long.
There it is.
He's your roommate.
I'm your roommate.
Where have I seen Jason before?
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, so the Lannisters have arrived at the Golden Tooth.
Yeah, I said that.
And they have a fucking lion.
They have a fucking lion. It's great.
And old Jason is like, hey, we're gonna just like chill here.
Yeah.
Thanks for your hospitality, my boy.
Appreciate the hospitality, old boy. Truly. It's a real power move from Jason here. I love it.
Yeah, he's like, dude, have you seen my lion?
Have you seen it? Right. Who's gonna turn me down? Who's gonna turn me down when I could just let my fucking lion loose on your ass? Like, no shot. Absolutely no shot.
That's wild. But he says that go ahead and send word to Aemond, and we will march on Harrenhal when him and Vhagar join us.
Right, because he knows there is a dragon at Harrenhal.
Maybe forgetting his position slightly, but
okay,
I get it.
My question is, does he know yet? Like, he's been marching, he's been on the road. Does he know that Aemond is now, quote unquote, in charge, leading the realm?
No, I don't
surely
think so.
Not, right?
Probably not.
Because Aemond sure is like acting like he should know it.
I don't know.
Aemond was
I can never tell time with this show. I do struggle with that, so I don't know.
I'll come right out and admit it. Aemond was kind of fun this episode. Like I enjoyed him.
Yeah, there's a couple scenes.
There's a couple scenes that are real good with Aemond.
Yes, great.
Which this first one is pretty solid. This is where we go to King's Landing, right?
Yes. Aemond is pissed.
Yeah. I mean,
He's
sure.
He's like, who the fuck is this guy?
Jason is giving him shit and summoning him. I would be pissed too. Just some random named Jason.
Oh my god. Yeah, he's pissed off. Who the fuck does this guy think he is summoning me? I'm not a dog to be summoned. Basically, he's just like, this guy forgets himself.
Yeah, yo, fuck this guy.
He then tells Tyland, Jason's brother, who sits on the small council, that he wants him to make an alliance with the Triarchy to end the Valyrians' blockade. This is interesting, and actually...
Valarian,
that's what I said.
Yeah.
I feel like this is kind of actually maybe a smart play,
it's not
but also like...
It's not a terrible plan. I can see where he's coming from. Like, he knows he's got Lannister and Hightower ships coming, right? But they have to sail the entire way around, like, Westeros to get, because they're on the western side. They have to get to the eastern side. So I think his plan is just like, let them fight and weaken each other, and then by the time our people can get there, they can like take care of whoever is still a problem. So not a terrible idea.
Sure.
In theory.
We also learn that they have reached out to the Greyjoys as well, with no avail.
Right.
And I really liked this, like, how quick this interaction was, just so efficient for us to get all of this information all at once. Like, his plan for ending the blockade, knowing that the Lannisters and Hightowers are sending ships, and also the inclusion of another major house in the Seven Kingdoms. Right. You know, I don't know if the Greyjoys play a role in this war or not, but still, just like the inclusion of them.
They're
and
being
even
acknowledged.
And even the subtle, I think, I can't remember the guy's name, but he says, like, the Red Kraken awaits. Like,
I don't think they actually name him. I think they just call him the Red Kraken.
No, the guy who says that.
Oh, right. Okay.
I don't remember his name.
Yeah, that dipshit.
But yeah, little things like that. Aemond also orders Cole to Harrenhal. He says, you're going to attack from this side while the Lannisters attack from that side. And Cole pushes back at this. He kind of tells him, dude, like, I don't have a lot of men anymore.
I don't got the numbers, bro.
You saw what happened to my army at Rook's Rest. And Aemon's like, fucking cry about it, bro.
Yeah.
Get out. Giddy up.
I think part of this is like, we saw a little bit last episode how Cole is like having some fear, maybe some PTSD about what he went through with the dragons. So I think this is definitely playing a role in that, where he does not want to march against Harrenhal, where he knows there is a very large dragon lying in wait.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And then the council has concluded.
Yeah.
But not before Aemond says, Mother, a word, please,
this
Mother.
Motherfucker, dude. This fucking guy.
He's like, Mother. And basically he's just like, hey, what the fuck do you even do here?
Truly.
Hey, what do you actually do?
Yeah.
Why are you on this payroll, bro?
This is literally that scene in Office Space where they bring him in and they're just like, what exactly is it that you do here? He's like, dude, we gotta cut costs, man. Like, exactly. Like, have you seen how much sheep my dragon eats? Like, listen, we just can't afford your payroll anymore. I'm sorry. You gotta get out. You gotta get out.
I can hire 2 people to replace you for like half the cost.
I can get 2 interns to do what you're doing. Come on.
Yeah, man, it's fucked. I mean, I feel for Alicent, but also like it is unfortunately the bed that she made. I in most cases, I mean, in most things, I feel like she is now dealing with the repercussions of how
they have been raised.
Yeah, I mean, she was just like unfortunately not super present in their like. I just feel like we never really saw her be like loving. She was fierce in protection in those moments.
Yes,
like with
I was going to
Rhaenyra,
say that. Yeah,
but it was like didn't seem like there was a lot of like compassion towards them.
Yeah, I mean, we skip so much; it's difficult to say. Like, you kind of just at some point, I guess you have to assume that if like what does she say here? Like, you're something about your upbringing. Is there not been enough revenge against your upbringing, or something to that effect?
Right.
Yet? But yeah, listen, I there was a line later in the episode from our girl Alice Rivers about how ruling is a burden, not some prize to be won. And I feel like Alicent is feeling the repercussions of that as well, because obviously she did a lot of ruling while Viserys was in poor health and probably couldn't, be the mother to them that she, either could have been or wanted to be, or, who knows? Like I said, it's difficult to say, but yeah, I think with the evidence provided, yeah, it's just like the Aemond chickens, the dragons are coming home to roost. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Well, see, and there's other things too. Like there's been stuff from both Aegon and from Aemond that kind of just make me feel like they have like mommy and daddy issues.
Yeah,
like, they just weren't super loved. Like, I mean, there's no way you can tell me that like Aemond curled up like a fucking fetus, like just being held by that woman,
like Voldemort's fetus,
like Voldemort. Is not like a mommy issue.
No,
thing.
for
like,
sure.
He wants to be held and loved and cradled, and you know what I mean. Like,
no, 100%. And I, this comes way later, but I'll bring it up now because I think it's relevant. Like, it's very clear that Alicent is feeling, like she has failed, and she asks her brother, like, how her other son is, and I think there's an element of like Gwayne is trying to tell her, like, hey. Maybe he's just comforting her, maybe, making excuses, what have you. But I do think there's probably some truth to the fact that the Red Keep is probably not the best place for children to be raised. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's a den of vipers and like, just lies and deceit. And, we saw, obviously, I think Kristen Cole played a big role in a lot of Aemond's upbringing, I'm sure, because he was kind of the one that taught him battle and strategy. So it's just like, yes, was there a failing of parentage? Almost certainly. Was it entirely Alicent and Viserys' fault? Also probably not. So
right.
But yeah, just interesting stuff.
So anyway, this scene concludes with Aemond releasing Alicent from her duties, whatever they were, saying,
what did she say? I this council needs a tempering presence. I'm like, yeah, that's. Yes. I think it does. I think things will probably only go downhill from here. Not that the fight that she was putting up was doing much good anyway. So
right. Then we get a cut to Dragonstone. And we see Corlys with his fancy new Hand of the Queen pin.
Hell yeah. This is I like this moment.
Looks good on him.
Just the everybody walking in and him being like, your grace, and just getting down to business. By the way, while we're talking about Dragonstone, I keep thinking this and meaning to talk about it, and I always forget. So I'm going to throw it in here.
Okay.
Those Dragonstone council room chairs, cool looking, but like those would be the most uncomfortable chairs in existence. They look like torture device.
I'm pretty sure I've seen them in the background of some of the stuff I watch online.
Why did you trail on I watch online. If you made me sit in one of those chairs for more than 30 seconds, I'd be like, I'll tell you whatever you want to know. Anyway, yeah, shouts to those chairs. They look awful.
Yeah, if you make me sit in one of those chairs, you better be wearing like a full leather cat suit and have a whip or something. because that's how that goes.
Yeah.
Nay!
Absolutely. Nay. All right. Yeah, it's a good moment. I also liked that this council scene was not identical to the last 6 council
thank
scenes.
God. Oh my God, yes. And we get my fucking goat, Sir Stefan. I love this dude.
I will say, I think the only thing that was a little lackluster is Corliss's involvement in the scene. I understand there was a different reason for this meeting. It was because of, Stefan Darklyn.
Right.
But, this is our first chance to see Corlys be the hand of the queen, and he unfortunately doesn't really get to do anything.
Yeah, he doesn't do much. That's true. That's a fair point.
But either way, so Rhaenyra has summoned your goat, Sir Stefan Darklyn.
Dude,
who apparently somehow somebody's uncle brother has some Targaryen blood.
He is his own grandpa.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. A brunkle, I think, is what you call it. Anyway, so she's like, "Yo, you could totally claim a dragon, bro." She's like, "Nah, you got this, my guy."
She really didn't.
No, I know.
He was like, "No, I totally got this," and she was like, "Are you sure about that?" He's like, "No, I fucking got this shit."
Yeah.
There were so many. I loved this moment for him because he was so just like, "Yes, strap me on, daddy. I'm ready to go." Like,
strap me on, daddy.
I'm in for this. I am in for you. I'm gonna kneel and say some like noble ass shit right now. Let's fucking do it. And alarm bells are just going off. I'm like, I love the energy from you, my guy, right now. Like, you're my dude, but I just have such bad feelings about what is coming, and yeah.
That didn't work out. My note, this is before everything happened. While he's kneeling and saying, it would be an honor, I was like, "Oh, Sir Stefan, you poor soul."
Yeah. That was one of those moments where I knew what was gonna happen, but I kept wanting and hoping that I was gonna be wrong. And there was a brief moment during the scene where they're doing the dragon dock stuff. He's docking with a dragon, and
God damn.
And I was like, maybe it's gonna be okay. But then he said the words like, what was the thing he said? He said something like, "Oh, I've done it," or something like that. And I'm just like, fuck.
It worked or something.
Yeah, I'm like, you are just uber dead. Fuck, why did you say anything? That was a Chaz level jinx right there.
Seriously.
By the way, can we talk about these dragon tamers and the fucking branches they found out back that they're pretending are like staffs?
Yeah.
Dude, those are not staffs. They are literally just like tree branches. Can you not get something more legit? Like, Seasmoke is gonna like exhale to like, vigorously, and those things will snap like twigs.
Yeah, haven't they ever played Breath of the Wild? Those fucking sticks really do catch on fire.
Well, that
so
and
quickly.
You hit something with them like twice and they break.
Yeah,
like an actual stick does.
They got a stockpile of them though. It's
okay. Fair enough.
Okay. We go to the new Ghostbusters sequel, starring Matt Smith. And
he's still playing Five Nights at Freddy's in Harrenhal.
Yeah. Dude, it's funny too because it's like, you just know, like it's like scene change. Oh, wait, hold on. Are my eyes blurry?
Dude,
it's just a
God.
Daemon
I
scene.
was literally like, what happened to my internet that the streaming dropped down to like 144p? I was like, what? I was like, oh, it's a Daemon dream. Shit.
Yeah. However, it's hard to be upset when we get Viserys, my boy Patty Considine.
Shouts to my actual true goat, not a joke Sir Stefan goat. This is the actual goat. Big ups to Patty showing up and showing out.
The fucking daddy.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I miss him on this show, dude. I miss his voice, dude. He's got such a good voice.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he fucking does. Dude, his just... People are, I'm sure, tired of hearing me talk about how great Viserys is, but there's just there's something about his delivery, like you said, even his voice, and just like there's a authority, but like an uncertainty in the way he delivers his lines. God, he's just like, we do not deserve him.
So good.
We didn't deserve him, and he was taken away from us. It's like, hey, fair enough. We didn't deserve him. Oh man, I miss him so much. He's so great.
So what happens? What do we get here?
This is like basically Daemon reliving past traumas where, you know, Viserys took the throne away from him. What was that? The heir for a day situation, which was in like episode, was that 1 or 2? That was 1. I think that was episode 1 of the show.
Yeah, it was. You may be right.
It had to be, because didn't he name Rhaenyra was like the climax of the very first episode?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Then later we get more Patty. We'll just talk about it now. Was that Emma? Was that his wife? Is who he was crying over, I assume?
I was trying to figure that out. I couldn't tell if it was... See, because we never see him mourn Emma like that.
Right. We just saw the funeral, I think.
So it also could have been their mother.
Yeah, I thought that too. Like, even if she died when they were young, this could be like just a
Alyssa,
representation
I think,
of it.
or
it didn't look like her, though. Like, wouldn't they make it the same actress as what we got in the last episode, I would assume?
I don't know, but see, it also didn't look like Emma.
Yeah, I was confused by that.
I couldn't tell. It's either one of them. It's either their mother or Emma. I feel like it might be the mom, because that would be more closely tied to Daemon. You know what I mean? Like,
it's true. Yeah, no, you might be right.
But I don't know.
I mean, I feel like the crux of these dreams was his relationship with his brother, though.
Yes.
I'm
so glad
Daemon
we
and
got to see
Viserys,
that.
because, and the thing I appreciated way more about these dream sequences is that it was finally getting to like the heart of the matter, like the inheritance of the throne is that what has been bugging Daemon so much, and not like dancing around it nearly as much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, I completely agree. I have that in some of my notes. Like, I think that he, like, the last ones just like showed us stuff. It's like, I don't want to say like at a surface level, because it is deep stuff that we saw between all of them, but like, we actually, I feel like in a way got to see Daemon kind of work through some of this stuff, like during the visions, like when he's holding Viserys. I thought that was a beautiful moment. Mm-hmm. And him saying, I'm sorry,
like apologizing. Yeah.
Apologizing.
Like, that was great.
So I really do like I mean, these visions, these ones, and the very quick one that we got of young Rhaenyra sewing Jaehaerys's neck, I think were both great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I don't know what else to say here.
Yeah. Like I said, I think they just got to the heart of the matter more. And I actually really did like the scene between him and Alice Rivers too.
Yes,
where he's like about to just fuck Harrenhal, fuck this shit, I'm out, and she kind of, you can tell that he, in some messed up way, does actually value her counsel, because he asks for her help. She's like, oh, the great Daemon asking for help, and he's like, bitch, don't make me I'm actually doing this. Don't make me regret it. Yeah, for counsel only. Come on now. Yeah, this was solid as well. Like I said, I brought it up earlier, but I really liked her line about it is a burden. You know, the kingship or just leadership in general is a burden. It's not some prize to be won. And
yeah, she also calls him out for like basically being like, yeah, I called this shit. Like when something doesn't please you, you just peace out.
Yeah.
She also
knows
says
a lot about him, by the way.
I feel like she might know a lot about a lot of people.
Yeah, she might know more than she should. Some might say.
She also says perhaps those who strive for it are the least suited to wear it, which I really like that line. I mean, it is a classic trope in a lot of fantasy. But I still like it, man. Yeah. It's a trope for a reason.
We talked about it a lot with Jon in Game of Thrones, where we're like, he doesn't, seek the leadership and the authority, but that's what makes him the best for it in a lot of ways. So.
Yeah. So then to wrap up that scene, he asks for help, right? You already talked about that, but then she says, well, House Tully is not the biggest and most powerful house, but they're the ones that always seem to ground the rest of the Riverlands.
They're stable.
They're stable. And she brings up Grover Tully, and Daemon is like, that dotard is of no use to us. And my note here says, ha ha ha, dotard, what the fuck is that? Which I have since learned that it is just an old person who is weak now.
Great word usage, Daemon.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well played.
Hell yeah.
And shouts to my boy Strong, by the way. Poor guy. Fucking David just comes in hot, draws a knife on him, and is like, fuck you and everything you're doing to me. And poor Strong's like, bro, I have been nothing but kind and trying to I have given you so much of the benefit of the doubt, I feel like, when you are just having your waking
He's
nightmares.
like, dude, I just fucking live here, my guy.
Yeah, seriously. Dude, I just live here. You come in hot all the time, and you're like sleeping in meetings and being shits to people. I feel like Strong, unless there's like some rug pull where Strong is some weird mastermind behind this, I feel like Strong has been more than accommodating and understanding of old crazy ass Daemon here.
1000%.
Which is just funny.
The last thing I have real quick here in the Riverlands is Alice Rivers says, he asks, what do I do? And she says, well, do nothing now. In 3 days' time, the winds will shift. And then should we just talk about what happens there?
Yeah.
So then Daemon gets awoken. Like, this guy can't get a fucking good night's sleep anywhere, by the way. Like, he's actually just asleep and not in a fucking vision. And somebody's like, yo, hey, wake up, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking Grover Tully
You spilled your wine, dumbass.
Yeah, Grover Tully has died. And I thought the facial acting here was incredible, by the way.
Yes,
because Simon Strong is like, yeah, man, like all the Macers, they did everything they could. Our very own, even Alice Rivers, tried to help.
Renowned for her abilities, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm sure she is.
Damon's like, oh, yeah.
That was very good. That was
even
very funny.
Simon Strong kind of had a face that was like,
yeah, truly. He did
he did, dude.
I see nothing. I hear nothing. My hands are clean here.
Yep.
Real quick, I have to make a call out because we give this show all kinds of props for when it looks amazing, which is most of the time. There was a really bad cut and edit when the owl came in. Did you notice this?
Yes.
The owl came in and rested on her hand. I was like, ooh, that did not look good or right. I was like, that one should have been cuddled down more.
That was like,
done something
that looked
different.
like it was from Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone or some shit, dude. That was like
bad.
Some old ass. Yeah, it looked really bad.
It did not look bad. So again, try and play both sides here. as honest as possible.
Yeah, you do.
That you know I do. Yeah, that was not a great edit there, but listen, it happens. What happens next?
Well, so the next is the Dragonstone stuff with Stefan trying to claim Seasmoke, but we already talked about that.
Yeah.
But it's relevant because directly after that, we cut to see Corlys interacting with Alan.
Mm-hmm.
And my notes here are like, okay, obviously we're going from the failed attempt to now Corlys talking to Alan and Addam's in the background. Like, these guys 1,000% are going to be dragon riders.
And they are for sure both his sons, by the way. We pretty much find out. They are brothers and they're both his sons. Whether they have the same mother is pretty irrelevant. They're for sure at least Corlys' sons.
Right. And then we get a cut to that same pub, I believe. And we see that old... I'm forgetting his name now, dude.
I can't remember. That's the dude we brought him up last episode, right? Like,
yes.
That he claimed he was some bastard or something.
He claims to be Viserys and Daemon's half-brother.
Right. That's what it is, yeah.
So...
He does look a bit like Viserys.
Yeah, I could see it. And I think that just the cut directly from Corlys, Alan, and Addam to this guy, I'm like, he's going to be...
You think he's going to be a dragon rider, or do you think there's some kind of throne claim situation?
I guess, no, I don't think a throne claim. I would find that truly wild, because his character just does not.
Yeah, but I also don't
that.
envision him as a dragon rider either.
Yeah, you may be right.
I don't know what they're doing with him.
I mean, but he's going to be relevant in some, to some degree, obviously. Sure. Also, I don't know if you caught that. I know I mentioned this last time we talked, but the barmaid is the same handmaid that Aegon.
You brought this up last episode. I did not notice at the end of last episode, but you did, and we talked about it.
Okay. Yeah.
It's definitely her. You're spot on.
Yeah, it is definitely. And I don't know if that's relevant, but it is the same woman.
By the way, to backpedal real quick, I wanted to bring up, I really like the guy that plays Alan. He just seems really natural and believable in his performance, and I think he's doing a great job.
That's a good call out. Yeah, I like him quite a bit too. Also, can I just say, his voice is fucking menacing, by the way.
Yeah.
That guy has if that guy is not a voice actor, also,
truly.
Holy shit.
He's just shaving his head, but there was something scary about it. So he's definitely got the white hair going on, and that's why he keeps shaving his head. That's what that's about.
I have a small note, maybe an annoyance. Surely this fucking man has not been shaving his head bald since he was a baby.
Since a baby, yep. I don't fucking know what you want from me.
You don't think that somebody was like, hey, why does that baby have white hair?
No one noticed.
Dude, what?
Now he's been shaving it from 6 months old. He's been shaving that head, keeping it slim and trim. They put a hat on him.
Yeah, I guess. Anyway. So anything else that we need to talk about there?
Just that. So this is Mysaria's plan. Sowing discord. It's very subtle performances from the brothel owner. Yeah, they had the biggest party ever last night.
Yeah.
All the food you could eat. And then they're just eating it all up because they got nothing else to eat. Yeah, it's, listen, effective tactics, for sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Mysaria had a good plan. Good for her.
Yeah, I'm so happy for
Dude, I also need to say this, man. So I've told you that Amanda and I watched the after show thing where they talk about the episode for a minute. The actress that plays Mysaria talked for a minute, and she has a lovely British accent, and it's a a charming accent, and also like I was like, she's kind of cute too.
Mhm.
Like Amanda was the first one to say it. She's like, why didn't she just like why do they have to change her voice?
Because I think she's supposed to be from the east. Is that what it is? Like across the narrow sea?
Yeah, but Varys doesn't have a different accent. Like they could have just simply said that she's from across the narrow sea, and we'd be like, oh, okay.
I think Varys actually explained that at some point, right? Is like, you don't have an Eastern accent, and he's like, no, I blend in. That's like part of my job. Yeah, she could have said and done something similar. Yeah, it just was not a good call from the jump. Listen, we've discussed this a lot. Hey, speaking of Mysaria, can you not wait 5 goddamn minutes for Jace and Rhaenyra to finish their conversation? That was an important fucking, like,
it really
conversation and, like, hashing things out that they needed to have, and her ass comes in and interrupts, and Jace storms off, and I'm like, can you just not wait 5 fucking minutes, Mysaria?
It wasn't even like pressing. It was just like, hey, by the way,
wasn't.
We sent those things over.
Hey, you know that thing that we talked about we were gonna do, and I said I would get done? Yes.
Do you need to do anything about it right now?
Fuck off.
But I just wanted to let you know.
Let my boy Jace talk.
Yeah.
Hold on. Where is it?
Okay, I have to ask you.
The boy watch.
Yeah.
I'm so mad about that.
I have to ask you. Do you know, this is a Gen Z slang, okay, that I have recently come to know.
I almost certainly don't know it.
Do you know what mewing is? Mewing?
No.
M-E-W?
Sounds sexual.
Well, kind of, yes. I mean, not like actual and active sex, but like, so if you're mewing, it's basically what Jace and Aemond are always doing. Like, they're like,
oh, it's a face thing.
Like the Zoolander face, basically.
Okay,
like,
sure. That you were definitely doing the Zoolander face. Jace does kind of do that. Wait, who else did you say
Aemond
does it?
Aemond. I mean, Aemond does it heavy.
Yeah,
but like,
fuck that guy. He's always making weird
but
ass
Jace
faces.
does super do it, and I have been seeing a lot of very funny memes about
That's
it. Like,
pretty good.
Like just no reason to be serving like that type of like face that hard always, and now I can't stop seeing it. I feel so
now that
bad.
you've said that, I want to defend my boy Jace, but I just can't. He definitely does that.
He fucking mews so hard, bro.
He does do that. Jace, stop mewing, bro. You don't need to. You're killing it this season. That's not necessary.
Yeah,
that's very funny. Actually,
it's pretty great. Anyway, okay. So what happens next? I think this is where we oh,
is this Aemond at the council
and Larys?
Dude, this is the best thing Aemond's ever done. Like for sure. He calls Larys a toad, which is just so good. He just straight up calls him like a miserable toad or some shit like that. It was very funny. Also, extra double win for my boy Aemond. He understands the value of Otto Hightower. He's like, this is the best free agent on the market. Why hasn't anyone signed him? What are we doing? This guy should be getting a max contract deal immediately.
And he'll do it for half the cost of what we were paying Alicent.
A hometown discount. He's doing it for the hometown discount. Get his ass back to King's Lane. And I'm like, thank you, God.
That's why he had to cut Alicent from the payroll is to afford Otto.
I love this sports payroll metaphor.
So God, dude, I fucking love. Like, I also love that Larys came at him with like hey man, like the small people are in discourse, and it is like extremely difficult to like fight a battle abroad when we're having to deal with this, but like,
which is fair advice.
It can happen. Yeah, very fair advice. And he's like, it's a burden that you don't need to bear alone. Also, I can't help but notice you haven't named a hand to the king.
Larry, you can't. I called out Larry early in their seasons for not being subtle with Aegon. And here he is again, up to his old tricks. Just like, you have to understand that Aemond is a sharper tack than Aegon. Shouts to my boy Aegon. But, like, how did you think you were going to get away with that kind of subtlety?
Dude. I Aemond just being like, dude, do you take me for a fucking idiot, dude? Like, come on, my guy.
That was amazing.
But yeah, he's like, okay, fine. I'll make it your responsibility.
And he's like,
no, not to be hand, you fucking toad.
Thank you, my grace. Like, I will accept this position with great honor. No, not to be hand the king, you dumb fucking toad idiot. That was great. Meanwhile, that other dude's just sitting there awkwardly, like,
he's like,
I do not want to be here. No one look at me. No one. What is the thing Amanda says? No one perceive me.
Do not perceive me.
Yeah, do not perceive me.
But hey, speaking of Otto, we do learn, I'm probably a little ahead of myself, but we do learn that they have been trying to contact him, or at least Alicent
has been, for sure.
I know that, I think I remember you were upset that nobody's mentioned him last episode.
Yes, correct.
But yeah, we haven't heard anything from him. He's not responding.
Interesting. Also, the Beesburys are rising up. Let's hear it for the bees.
Dude, that's the old guy that Kristen Cole killed, right? Slammed his head.
Shit out of, yes. I love that they're rallying around that guy because he was kind of a dope, but I'm here for it.
He was just old.
Yeah, he was a dotard.
Yeah, dotard. Wait, is that what it is? Dotard. Dotard.
Dotard. I don't know. Here.
Anyway.
Do I still have that page up? I do not.
So, during this scene, however, the Grand Maester comes in and says, hey, by the way, Aegon woke up this morning.
Hell yeah. The king is strong. He says something like that.
Aemond goes to check on him, and boy, does Aegon look bad. He looks so gross. He looks
better than he did last episode.
Well, okay. But I think this is like the first like that we've seen like fully like his face, and it's just looks rough, man.
That's the sound Aegon is making when Aemond puts that ball on his wound. Poor Aegon is just like,
what even is that?
That's the death sound from Lego Yoda from the Lego Star Wars games.
Why is that on our soundboard?
It's the best sound ever. Have you heard it? So good. So, how have you never heard that before?
I've never played any of the Lego games.
Well, no, but I mean, that's used commonly as a sound effect. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Oh, that's a common sound effect?
It's a common, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're a filthy common.
Apparently. So yeah, Aemond is checking on Aegon. He's like, hey, what do you remember? Yeah. Do you remember?
I gotta say, I was surprised.
September.
It seems like Aegon remembers everything. Are we agreed?
Yeah, Aegon's like,
yeah, nothing.
Nothing, dude. I don't fucking know shit. You can have the throne, dude. I don't care.
I guess I expected him to be more out of it and then have like a realization later, kind of a la Bran.
I mean, that could still happen.
No, he remembers. He absolutely remembers. I feel like that was pretty evident.
You're probably right, but I mean, we could be misreading it.
No, true. Shouts to my dude, Tom. He's killing it. Shouts to Aegon. I can't wait to see him back in the mix because his character is fascinating.
I did think it was interesting that Aemond left the council ball in Aegon's hands before he left. That's just not really sure what exactly that's supposed to mean, but
subtle threats or like I'm keeping the seat warm for you. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I don't think there's. Like, I don't think Aemond wants Aegon to get better, obviously.
No, sure, yeah.
I mean, Larry straight up tells him later, you're in danger, and I don't think that's just Larry blowing smoke. I could be, but it seems like he definitely could be in danger.
Right.
Yeah.
So the next note I have here is, right, okay, Rhaenyra in the Vale.
Uh-huh.
So she stumbles on like the
Burnt
like the
remains. Yeah.
remains of a space where a dragon would have been eating.
Hell yeah. Her
And
future dragon.
Yeah, definitely. I was
100%.
very confused when I saw that.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck does this mean? Because then it directly, like, I thought maybe it was kind of like a Daenerys situation where she realizes that like the dragons she brought like have like terrorized some area. And I was like, what does this mean? And then it cuts to her with the kids in the room and the dragons are still tiny.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're definitely not big enough to do that.
No, it's not that. I mean, obviously it clicked when she confronts Lady Arryn about it, but yeah, she's like, hey, you misled me. You said that there was not a dragon in the Vale, and it turns out there fucking is.
Yeah, Lady Arryn is like, yeah, well, there's not a dragon in the Vale that we fucking can control, okay?
Yeah. So yeah, this dragon is a loose dragon, which I think we knew that there were a couple. They did
mention a couple episodes ago that there were wild dragons still active. Not all the ones, not just the ones in Dragonstone.
Right.
So me thinks this is like, I have to assume this is like an older badass wild dragon. Like that just seems like it's got to be like, you know, not quite Vhagar levels, but pretty close. That's just what my instincts tell me.
Could be.
Because that burn spot looked pretty damn huge. And just like there's plenty of room to grow and fly around in the Vale and the mountains. So it's just
interesting that like we wouldn't have heard of that. Like,
well,
hey, there's a wild dragon in the Vale. Like you would think that would be talked about.
Well, Jace did say there were wild dragons around. I think it was Jace.
Well, right,
so they
but
did
not
allude
like,
to it.
oh, hey, we know where one of them is.
Well, maybe they didn't know. That's the thing.
Okay, all right.
The Vale has always been kind of secluded, you know.
Fair enough. So anyway, Lady Arryn has booked passage for Rhaenyra to go to the Free Cities. I think she's going to Pentos.
Yeah, back to stay. I think with that to stay with the guy that they stayed with in the season 1, Daemon, and the whole family, basically.
Yes. Yeah, but you're absolutely right.
That's 100% going to be the dragon she bonds with. 1,000%.
1,000%. We already talked about the Addam and Alan scene. Anything else about that we need to?
No, I said I really like the actor for Alan. Maybe he won't actually get a dragon because like Corlys wants him on the ship. So maybe that's going to be his big role, but I don't know.
I'm going to be honest, I feel like once Addam is found out to be a dragon rider,
they're going to be like,
oh,
hey, you have a brother. You got any siblings by any chance?
Yeah,
probably. You're probably
100%.
You're probably right.
Okay. So this is where we see the...
By the way, sorry, I did have something I wanted to say about that scene. I like kind of the small conversation the brothers had there. Like, it's clear that Alan is more satisfied with, you know, his life, his place in life, and his brother wants more. His brother feels like he's maybe owed something as the son of Corlys, and there's, you know, just kind of some argument there. But I just feel like it was you know, a solid representation of how it would feel to be, you know, a highborn bastard and to grow up, you know, that close to
your father,
father, but not be able to like acknowledge him as your father and him not acknowledge you. Like it was just solid character building for both of them.
That's true. Yeah, no, that's a good call out. And that's, you know, I feel like that's a lot of what we get in this episode is just like really insightful and like valuable character
Yes.
moments.
That I felt was sorely lacking in other episodes where it's like, oh, so he sees a dragon fly overhead. Okay, I'm sure that's building to something, but it doesn't tell me anything about his character. Whereas this episode did both, which is like, okay, great.
Right. So the next scene is where we finally see the thing that Mysaria couldn't wait 5 goddamn minutes to fucking
Yeah.
tell Rhaenyra.
It's like the next morning, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I didn't even think
Dude,
of that.
that literally pissed me off in the moment so mad because Jace storms. Because what were they
He
arguing
gets pissed
about?
that she wasn't telling him.
Right,
Like,
yes. Like, she's got this plan that she just won't tell. Like, was it that secret of a plan, really?
Yeah,
Rhaenyra? Like, this is your son and heir, and
he's like, and fucking storms off.
So far, he is literally your strongest soldier. He's your strongest soldier. He's doing the most shit for you. He's the one you can absolutely most rely on. And you're like, no, let me take this call from her about this thing that I'm not going to tell you about. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Pisses
100%.
me off so much.
So what is the plan, Scott? What do they do?
They give him food. And they make sure to put all red dragon banners on the boats. It's like, hey, this is from Rhaenyra. It's like, oh, our true queen still cares about us. Let's go attack the other fake queens.
Yes.
Very
it's a solid
heavy.
plan, honestly.
Huh?
It's a solid plan.
It's a solid plan. Heavy. Was that had to have been a season 2 episode of Game of Thrones vibes where they're coming back from what was the daughter's name? Cersei's daughter.
Marcella.
They were seeing off Marcella to Dorne, and on their way back, the people of King's Landing attack them. Very heavy, similar vibes to that scene is what I got here. Yeah,
definitely. Which I think is funny. Like I know that Aemond talks about this. Like it is Rhaenyra's blockade that is making them fucking starve.
True.
But then she's like, let me just give you just a little bit. Just
see what it tastes like.
I'm picturing the doctor from How I Met Your Mother. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Sure.
Just a little bit.
Sure. Let me give you just a little food.
Yeah.
Let me take all your food away from you, but then give you a little bit so you think I'm rad.
Yeah, hell
that's
dude.
a fair point. Yeah, listen, politics.
But yeah, they freaked the fuck out. I think we're getting a little ahead here, but we'll still talk about it. Everybody is super stoked about this food that is washed up on shore. People are running through the streets carrying bags of this food.
Our favorite character, Hugh, just fucking socks a dude for his
main
bag
character number 1, Hugh, the protagonist of this show, is like, hey, where the fuck did you get this? And what I think is really funny is he's like, hey, where'd you get this food? And he's like, oh, over there, like on the boats. And Hugh's like, God damn this fucking thing. He was like, oh, okay, bet. Thanks, man.
Yes.
I'm going to go get some.
Yeah.
And he like starts running. He's like, you know what? Fuck this walk. I'm going to just take this one.
100%. I had the same exact reaction. You're right. He stops one person with a bag of food. It's like, hey, where'd you get this? The guy's like, oh, over there. He's like, cool, thanks. You're a stand-up guy. I'll see you later. Runs
3 steps.
100 feet.
Give me
and
that.
then is like, actually, fuck going down to the shore. I'm just going to fucking beat the shit out of this guy and take his food. How do you know he doesn't have a sick daughter at home too?
Yeah,
you
100%.
What the fuck, bro?
I mean, I think obviously he knew, like, okay, there's no way that like the City Watch and the people are people are gonna let this happen. So I just got to get my bag and go. But
funny.
It is very funny.
Cool, thanks, man, to the first guy, and then just I'm gonna throw hands to the next fucker I see with a bag of food.
So fucking funny. Dude.
It was amazing. So good.
Okay. All right, yeah, we learned there hasn't been word from Otto. There is war in the Reach. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Okay, Alicent talks with Gwayne. This is a good scene, too.
This was a good scene. You know, I always kind of viewed Gwayne as a bit of a chode. Like, he just... Like, he's been whatever to this point, but he's not, like... He's a bit of a chode. But then this conversation here, I was like, all right, Gwayne. All right. This is a solid, sibling conversation here. I'm here for you, my guy.
1,000%. Yeah, Alicent, she walks out and she's like staring at
Crisco.
Chris and Cole.
Yeah.
And I think this is also pretty telling, and I think a good choice or decision from Alicent, because she is looking his way, like she wants to go talk to him. And I think it's maybe kind of a little clear that she does actually feel something for him.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
But she then sees her brother, and I just think it kind of leans a little bit more into her feeling regrets with the way that she's managed her family and where her family is at.
For sure.
And so she chooses to go talk with her family instead of, her
100%
possible love interest. I just think that's a great choice and decision for her character.
I loved this moment for Alicent, and her choosing to ask about her son.
Yes.
And just becoming teary-eyed and crying when, Gwayne was telling her he's kind.
The relief, dude. When he says kind.
Yeah.
The relief she feels is great.
It was great stuff for both of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked this.
And I think, unfortunately, this means that Gwayne is definitely dying before the end of the season.
Dude. Hold on. That's funny, dude.
What are you doing?
Screenshotting this.
Yeah, I kind of have a strong feeling that the way it kind of lingered on Crisco leaving as well, I kind of think he also might not make it to the end of the season here.
Oh, what happened?
No, I got it. After this farewell...
No, what happened with me?
Oh, I don't know. After this farewell with Gwayne, he is certainly dead, LOL. Oh, shit!
What the hell?
I don't know. There, are you back? No,
I am back.
Well, no more sending me messages in Skype. That fucks everything.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, true. So the message I sent was Gwayne is certainly dead, LOL. You didn't have to add the LOL for my poor dude Gwayne.
Nah, he's definitely dead.
It's torturing the poor boy.
You absolute fucker. Yeah, I kind of don't think either of them are making it to the end of the season. I think they might die in the finale is my new theory.
Interesting. I feel like Cole is going to stick around. But
I kind of hope he does. I don't know. There was something about that lingering look they shared that I was just like, ugh.
Hey, we still have 2 more episodes, but I feel like Cole hasn't really gotten any resolution as a character.
Yeah, I think that's fair. We'll see.
But anyway, okay, we get... Well, we already talked about Daemon. No. Oh, hold on. Here we go. I'm sorry. Out of place. Aegon and Larys.
Oh, right.
Very, very short interaction, but Larys kind of talks to Aegon for a bit, and shares a little bit about himself, and kind of is setting the expectations for Aegon. Like, hey, bro, people are gonna mistreat you. Yeah. They're gonna talk behind your back. They're going to show you a little bit of sympathy, but then they're going to be assholes about it, once you turn around. It's kind of I fucking hate Larys, but it's kind of a touching moment.
It is, because
it suck.
It seems real. It's realness from Larry, for sure.
Yeah. And Aegon just says, help me.
Yeah.
And...
Because he's fucking terrified of Aemond.
Well, yeah, I guess. Okay, I was gonna say I don't fully know what to make of that.
I think it's because
help me as in yo, take me out of my misery. Help me as in help me learn to live like this, or help me as in my brother's gonna kill me?
Yeah, no, I read this as 100% that last one. Help me, and my brother is plotting to murder me. He just like put a ball against my wound for a minute earlier.
Wait, what did he sound like? Right on cue.
I already had it ready to go. Yeah, I think this is, he knows that, like, listen, like Aemond is enjoying his new role, his new position, and he does not want it to end, probably.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Okay. So Seasmoke finds Addam.
Yeah, does a couple strafing runs on Addam, just just to liven things up a bit.
This is interesting. Like, okay, do you think that this is because he can sense like Laenor's blood in him?
I mean, that has to be what it is. Yeah,
it has to be. Okay,
because I think Rhaenyra also said like Seasmoke misses his bond at some point in this episode. Misses having a bond, something like that. So yeah, I think this is, they gave him, they whetted his appetite with poor Sir Stefan, my goat, R.I.P. And he was like, shit, well, these fuckers don't know what they're doing, what I want, what I'm looking for in a bond mate.
I'm gonna go get it my
I'm
damn
gonna go
self.
find it myself. I smell me some Corliss blood over there. Let me go liven things up a bit, do a couple strafing runs,
Let me go scare the shit out of him.
Scare the shit out of him for a little bit.
He's doing some dope shit right now, dude.
He's like, I'm going to show you some dope shit. And then it's just like, apparently after it cuts away, it's just like, hey, strap on, daddy. Let's go. I'm here. Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
I feel like that's the only explanation for this.
Okay. All right. Well, good. Okay. That works then. All right. So I'm going to let you go ahead and take it from here, pal.
No,
this is a Mysaria
We
stuff.
already talked about this. We don't, I have nothing more to say other than what we already said. Like,
okay. I feel like we need to actually do some diligence here. Mysaria does share, because I believe it was in, I don't know, episode 2 maybe.
She asked her about the scar, right?
Rhaenyra asks her how she got the scar on her neck.
The reverse Joker, yeah.
Yeah, the reverse Joker. And I do have to say, like, I thought that this was an extremely awkward, like, insert of this story. But as she told the story, she was basically telling Rhaenyra, like, hey, I know that you think you can't win, but, like,
I believe
you can't. Yeah, I believe in you, and you can come out of this. Like, and shares her story of how she thought she couldn't win because she was literally an inch from death and was able to, push past and come out of it. And I think that was kind of like the intent there. It did feel a little abrupt because it was like this silence, and she's like, "My dad did this to me,"
so
or whatever.
Fucked, by the way.
Yeah.
Can I rewind for a second to Rhaenyra? Is like every 2 seconds she's like waffling back and forth between no one respects me, no one wants to let me do what I want, I can't fucking do this, we can't win this war. Am I the only one getting that sense? Is that she is just like flip-flopping sides here of like, no one wants to let me go out and ride my dragon and win this war, we can't fucking win this war, we're so deadsies, it's so Jover.
It's all Jover.
It's all Jover now. Extra prescient for right now. Like, do you get that sense as well? Also, has she forgotten what her boy Jace has done for her? She keeps saying, I have no army. You have an army of Northmen. They're just still marching. Give them a minute, give them a hot minute. And
it's 2,000 Northmen. That's not very many.
They have the phrase now too, though, right?
Sure, but do the phrase have a big
I don't
host?
know, but she keeps doom and glooming like she's got absolutely jack all. Like the Greens are like kind of not in a great spot either. So I don't know why she's just like, can't fucking do it. No army. They don't exist. I'm just like, no one's talking about the Northmen.
So I want to first start by saying I agree to an extent with you.
Okay.
I think that unfortunately this season has maybe suffered a little bit from the obligation that they have to give us Rhaenyra, because Rhaenyra has been positioned as like this main character,
Sure.
like it's about her, so like she's got to be on screen. We got to keep checking in with her. When her situation unfortunately just like isn't really changing a lot. So I feel like they are trying to give, this is my perception. I mean, I could certainly be wrong. They're trying to give her like turmoil to work through so that there can be
something to do.
Some interest for her to like fight with, because nothing is really going on. Like if we had other characters outside of Dragonstone that we could spend more time with that aren't fucking in Ghostbusters, 74, like it, then I don't think we would have to get that much of Rhaenyra.
I think you're probably right. That adds up. That makes sense.
If only we could have had like a little bit more time with like maybe Cregan Stark to be able to cut away and have him be like a character that stands on his own. Or Otto. Shit, I mean, we care about Otto. Like we could see what Otto's doing.
True, but I still think, going back to the Rhaenyra thing, I think there are certainly ways more, and this is probably just going to come back to our Mysaria prejudice, but like, put her in more scenes with Baela. Put her in more scenes with Rhaena before she took off. Like, I would have, loved to seen more interactions between them, because we barely got any. Like, give her more Jace interactions.
Yeah.
Like, they've, like, shoehorned in all these Mysaria interactions because they were apparently building to this. It's like, oh, we got to have them build chemistry. Sorry, mission failed there on that one.
What? No, man. Chemistry's there.
We gotta have 16 Mysaria and Rhaenyra scenes. It's just, she has been losing me more and more every week.
Now that we're talking about this too, another huge missed opportunity, a one-on-one scene with her and Corlys.
What? Yeah.
She's just made him her fucking hand.
1000%.
They need to figure out shit, get on the same page, like.
She didn't really have any big
opportunity,
intense conversations with Rhaenys either this season, did she? Like, no, it's just like Rhaenys standing at the council table.
They're pretty pass-by scenes, yeah. Like,
see, I feel like there was material they could have done, but they were pushing this. They're like, no, we don't have time for that. We got to do this Rhaenys Mysaria bullshit. I don't know. Maybe that's me overreacting in the moment, but
I guess like I think like the answer to all of this is that like Rhaenyra is, I think, a good. I mean, I know you're indifferent on it, but I think Rhaenyra is a good character and she's very interesting. But I don't think that like those characters have to be on screen that often, like as often as she has, with nothing actually to do. Like. It's okay.
Here's my honest take on Rhaenyra. I think she can be interesting and can be a good character, but the situations and the scenes they have put her in are not doing her any favors. Like,
yeah,
they have not. I said this about Daenerys a bunch too. It was like Daenerys has some great scenes once they get some people in a room with her that are great characters. Because you need that. Like, you need interplay between two characters. Like, it's borderline impossible to have like a one character scene that's amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's a give and a take. It's a push and a pull. And unfortunately, I just don't. They have given Rhaenyra too few. Like the Daemon and her.
That's such a good call out.
The her and Daemon scene was phenomenal.
Yes.
I almost wish we would have gotten a little more build up to that. Like, not necessarily that, but you're spot on with the Corlys thing. How and her and Corlys not had a big talk yet?
Yeah.
Her and Rhaenys didn't get one. Yeah. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, that's a very pinpoint, I think, observation. I'm glad you said that, because like we think about the best scenes that we have in Game of Thrones, and it's like it's your Tywin and Arya, Arya and the Hound, Tyrion
and Varys, Tywin
like,
and Jaime, Tywin and Tyrion.
God.
Yep.
Yeah, Cersei and Tywin, Cersei and Tyrion. Like it's these scenes that, like, it's these two remarkable actors and performers
and
getting
characters.
to and characters. Yes, absolutely. Getting to play with each other, man.
Yes.
Getting to fucking like do the thing. Yeah, dude, yes, that is truly what's missing. And here we have Alicent, who most people don't want to like. Like, she's not the most like hoorah character. People aren't rallying behind Alicent, but she has the advantage of getting to interact with characters like Aegon and Otto, and even this season with Kristen and Aemond. Yeah, like Gwayne, obviously in this episode.
Yeah.
Where she's getting the chance to do that. Yeah, man, that's like it I feel like it's almost like so built into people, like most viewers, to be like, fuck yeah, Team Black. But I cannot help but feel every time we go back to Dragonstone, like,
no, it just,
like,
it's
like
a little,
what's gonna happen now?
Yeah, it does. There are a lot of characters that I like there. Like, well, I don't know where Bela is currently, but I love Jace.
I think Bela is watching
Driftmark.
Driftmark.
She could
while
be.
Corlys is.
But it's just,
Anyway.
You're not wrong. It's just like it's a lot of the episodes, the pacing has been drugged down when we go to Dragonstone, because we talked about this. Thank God we didn't get another of the same council scene, but it has been a lot of that.
Yes.
And
it's so like, I mean, another thing too, man, is like, I don't give a fuck about anybody on her council.
No.
Like
now Corlys,
give us some of them.
Yeah.
Give us a little of them to like have some intrigue.
It's true.
Like, I couldn't name them, dude. Like, I couldn't name any of them.
Like,
I mean, I guess
the only
we don't know
one
the guy
on the Green Council I don't give a shit about is that one dude we talked about. I don't know his name, but Larry is interesting. Aemond, you got like the Grand Maester's kind of cool. I'm into him. Thailand, like, they all have way more going on as characters than anyone. I suppose Jace is kind of on her council, but that doesn't count.
He doesn't do anything. Anyway,
yeah. Boy, we talked about we went on on a tangent there.
It is just a little disappointing, because like I genuinely want to be interested in it. It's just like I find myself on Dragonstone and I'm like, can we get somewhere else?
Yeah. No, true.
Like I want to see something else that's actually going to deliver in something.
Yep.
True. So anyway, makeout session happens, and then they get walked in on, and they tell Rhaenyra that Seasmoke has been spotted, and she's like, yeah, no shit, dude, of course. And they're like, no, dude.
Yeah.
He has a rider.
Yes, he does that often.
Yes, and they're like, no, but there's a rider on him. And she's like, well, fuck.
And she just jumps on old Cyrax and goes. Good for her, by the way. Fucking just do it. Quit listening to your goddamn council since you hate them so much.
See, my issue is I would have brought Jace.
Maybe.
Like, hey, dude, if the Greens have taken this fucker...
That's
like,
a good point, because they do bring up the fact that it must be the Greens. So, yeah, you're probably right.
Like, Jace, I need some backup.
Well,
like, she's so protective
in
of Jace.
her defense, maybe she thinks of like, hey, the current queen and the current heir can't both die in the same battle. Like,
that's I mean, that is true, but like, there's just not a lot of other ways to fight.
No, true.
Because Seasmoke is sizable.
Yeah.
Probably about the same size as Cyrax.
Yeah.
But
by the way,
anyway.
I load that I think it might have been you, the meme with the discard about where it was like Cyrax is smaller, but he is faster. And it's like cut to Cyrax. It's just.
Well, I'm sorry.
So
What?
Yeah. Zach, who won this episode?
Ooh, that's a good question, man.
I think I have my answer.
It's either, well, one as in did good stuff. It's probably Aemond, but like what character brought me the most intrigue this episode? It might be Alicent, actually. I really liked all of her scenes.
Really solid episode.
She had great scenes this episode, man.
I think I have to lean Aemond just for calling Laris.
Or maybe it's Addam for fucking claiming a dragon, bro.
We don't know that for a fact.
Okay. You're gonna get by on a technicality here.
No, I'm not giving that to him yet until we can see that he can actually like control it and shit. Yeah, there was a lot of like scenes and performances I liked. I think I'm gonna have to go with Aemond because I never liked that dude, but I liked him this episode. So
it's Jason Lannister.
Actually, though, Jason Lannister's lying. Yo, Sir Stefan for reals.
Dude, for real. No, yeah, I agree. I think I'll agree with you and go Aemond here.
Okay.
Alicent is a close runner.
Alicent's
I really
a close
enjoyed her
one.
scenes a lot.
Special shout out to Patty also, because genuinely, like, I did enjoy him and Damon's scenes this episode.
Yes.
What are you rating this episode?
I think I'm gonna give it an 8. I liked it quite a bit, man.
I was going back between 8 and 8.5. I think I'll stick with you. I'm thinking 8 sounds about right. Like, I had problems, especially towards the end, but it was very solid. It was very good for a slower character driven episode. It did a lot of things I liked.
I have a worry that a lot of the fan base is going to just think that this episode was boring.
I don't know. I don't think so. I hope not.
No, I think they will. Like, I mean, we've already gotten several weeks of people being like, "Oh, like Daemon needs to get the fuck out of Luigi's mansion." Which, by the way, like, I mean, we were annoyed of him last week.
Dude, okay, that's so funny you say that because literally as I was leaving work tonight, my main guy I discussed this with at work, Alec. Shouts to Alec. I asked him what do you think, how he thought tonight's episode was gonna go. He goes, I don't know. Daemon just better get out of Harrenhal is all I've got to say. And that scene with Daemon was starting to leave and then ended up saying, I was like, oh, he came so close. Alec is gonna be pissed.
I just
go ahead.
Without there being like, I just feel like a lot of the normal community, like they want big epic stuff, and like you didn't get that this episode. It's a lot of character dialogue, and Daemon is still doing that, and Rhaenyra is still, you know, I mean, she did just leave, but like, yeah, I feel like a lot of people are not gonna like this, but I just think that you got to take it for what it is, and like it was, I think, a very good character driven episode.
We shall see. I enjoyed it. I am curious to see what the takes are tomorrow at work, because there are several people I discuss it with. We'll see what the filthy commons think, like my coworker John, old dumbass Peter Griffin looking ass. We'll see what that filthy common thinks. But anyway. Had to go real hard on him for a minute.
A guy. Shouts
you know
John.
damn well what I mean.
Yeah. Was there anything else we needed to get out of the way?
No, just thank you guys for yes. We have to give some very special thank yous.
Oh, hell yeah.
And we actually have 2 new, I believe, on the list.
You got it? I got it if you don't got it.
Yeah, so we want to give a special thank you to both Nico and Dom, our 2 newest patrons. But then we also want to send our thank you to Jordan, Nathan, Jen, Allie, Chaz, Jenna, Terrence, Andrea, Emma, Kristen, Sarah, and Hannah. Thank you guys so much for your support over on the Patreon. And you, if you're new here and you'd like to consider supporting the Mythkeepers podcast, we are doing our House of the Dragon weekly deep dive and discussion on the episode, but we are also diving into the world of ACOTAR. We're putting those episodes up bi-weekly. We are in the second book now. Scotty and I have never read any type of romantasy before. So we are in a court of mist and fury. So if that's your thing, consider subscribing and following along on that. On our Patreon, you'll get access to some exclusive content, some episodes coming out early, as well as our pre-episode discussions and banter. We play some cheeky games, make out with each other, all the good stuff.
Wait, what? Hold on, what was that last one?
I can't, dude. He chapped my lips.
I do chap your lips, bud. That's going to do it for us. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. We'll see you guys next time.
Hell yeah, brother.
Such a good the best. Wait, do it again.
You know damn well what I mean.